Welcome to Spreadsheet Edit channel. So today we'll be continue on the leaf management system on the part 2. So and today we will focusing on the listing, and if time allows we'll come to the summary as well. So for recap, okay, the part 1 we talk about the input. Okay, so the input over here we have did some things on the checkings over here pH, and then we also use the XLOOKUP. Okay, so in the Google spreadsheet they already have the XLOOKUP functions, and when we come over to the listing, okay, so for the listing part, so for this one I need to change one things over here. Okay, so change to 16. Okay, so for the listing part today we will start using the Google on features, which is using the formula we call query. Okay, so this query is quite powerful. It's just same like the database. Okay, I mean the SQL database language. Okay, but it's not really as powerful as SQL. So you just copy some of the features, but there are so many limitations. But and is at least better than the filter functions. Okay, so filter functions got the issues, or this one also got. Okay, so for here, so and of course in the listing part we need to have a checker. Okay, so the checker normally over here we're going to put as some things like the today, tomorrow, and this month. So for doing this, as usual, we need to go for the data validations here, which is under the parameters. Okay, so checkers over here, I already do some things here. For this one, okay, so to make the things simple, right, I will just copy back the formula as the what is show previously in the Excel. Okay, so the bad things over here, you see the loading speed, it's not like what is expected, it's quite slow over here. So I just copy exactly the same things here, and then do the same things over here. So today's one, so you can see this is the date, or so today, and also this one we just copy back actually was this show previously. For the videos part, right, we if you miss on the Excel web one, you can go back to the links here in the below here. In below I will show you the description. So this month, okay, so this month I just do the same thing because I'm very lazy to type. Okay, so this is the formulas, and then as usual over here we're going to hide this one. And to hide this one, the font colors need to become yellow as well. So resize, so this one will be 25. So that's all for checkers. Okay, and doing the same things over here, so you need to go to the listing. Okay, from here you can use the data validations. From here I just select like this. Okay. Remember all the while choosing the arrow here, then we just click done. So then we already have this one, and the other one is the this criteria. So we copy exactly the same things. Okay, so in the listing part here, so under the column C, for this one we'll use the listing 2. Okay, in the listing 2 you see you can see I can use actually the same formula as the Excel web in the Google spreadsheet. Actually not much different there. So the only things over here, right, basically I need to change over here is not the parameters. This one is not under the G until I4 because there's a changes over here. If you look over here, right, this is E until F. Okay, so basically the only changes over here is the E, and it's not under the row 4. If you look over here, right, this one is under the 2, so it's E2 until F only. Okay, so from here we may restrict slightly over here E2 until F4. Okay, we need to restrict the formulas because we don't want people to disturb much over here. E2 until F4, and it's a second column. Okay, so it's arrows to be handling like this. So because there's nothing being select, okay, so I just put today. This part we left it as this first. That's the reason one. Okay, and then we go to the row 5 or row 6. Okay, for this query part, right, basically we need to do something slightly different. So normally it's a same sheet, right? Okay, same workbook. Basically we can use the ABC, which is the column A or B or C, but to make it better, right, we just use the column 1, column 2, column 3. So column 1, column 2, column 3 is right, which means stand for the first column regardless of anything over here. Okay, let's say this one is become B, C, D, right? You still can using the column 1, column 2, column 3 because B as a column 1, C and column 2, and so on and so forth. So another downside over here, you need to calculate actually the numbers of the column. Okay, just like what you used to do in the XLOOKUP, and this is the formula I've been written. Okay, so this formula basically will be will be include the column names. Okay, so over here if I put this one, it will show this. Okay, and also this is hard-coded 16. Okay, that's the reason I do this first. Okay, for this one, if I put this one as a 0, it will not show you the so-called column. Okay, actually this is what we want. Okay, and then we go to the input. We just copy the column headers and then paste it. So this is how it looks like. Okay, but this one just only the date, which are only applicable for today and tomorrow. And for the and this one's right, there's a one thing need to highlight, which is the that function. If you can see over here, right, if this is a that, okay, so we need to put like the format over here. So to do these things, okay, you need to have this kind of format here, okay. So you see this one. So in order to do these ones, right, okay, there's another things is like you need to end the output over here. So how we do this? Okay, so we're going to remove this date, okay, and of course you need to do some things like this, and of course over like this. You just need to remember this is the things, okay. So this is the join text functions, okay, and from here we must use this formula text, okay, and then we select C1. What's the text we need to change over here? Basically is it must be this format, cannot be other format. Okay, so when you see this one, you change L16 here, okay. We only accept this kind of format. This is the very funny part, or in the query over here, it must be fixed over here, okay. And then let's say I add another one, which is tomorrow one. So maybe I just amend the date over here. This one becomes 17. No parameters is this thing, okay. So when I change it to tomorrow, it still can function very well, okay. So from here, the only things downside over here is not working is this month. So for this month, we'll show this one. So for this one, of course, we can do some things like we shows nothing. This is the formula, okay. So it looks more professional, and however, this month, right, as usual, how we going to combine, that's why we have another formula like this, okay. So this is the formula, but we also need to change the value here, because this is not the real date. It's the it's a text, it's a value, okay. So we need to change it like this, okay. And we suddenly need to amend it to this way, okay. This is the value over here, okay. So that's why there's no the single quote over here. This one single quote normally is for the text one, okay. So you must aware, if this is not the text, you must use the value way, okay, which is without the single quote, okay, on the start of the value and at the end, okay. So this is the way, this is the formula, and then basically I going to change it like this, okay. So this is the way, and then I can do it like this, okay. And just put C1, okay, as simple as that, okay. This is the formula, and then for query part, there are so many things that today I just only highlight over here. This is the special formula features which only Google Sheet had, okay, but Excel don't have for the time being. But from here, right, this one, right, is very powerful. You can use to link to other workbook, okay, Google workbook. Like for somebody who got multiple Google workbooks, right. So only things you need to know the Google key from the URL, okay. Google key start from the, you see the URL, right, after these threads until before the edits slash edit. So that's the things. Okay, when times comes, right, I will expand more this one. Okay, if there's a chance comes in. Okay, so for time being we just go from here, and then of course we can combine the formulas over here. Okay, and for combining formulas, right, we also doing the same things as well. So we need to use the if. First thing we need to think of is the start and end. Okay, so for this one logical things, so we're going to consider not for the first ever things, everything we think right is still using this formula. What the things we need to select basically is we can choose B1. Selections of B1 or C1 also can, it doesn't matter because both also represent the same things. If this one return nothing, then we will get some things, but this is only valid for today's selections. So that's why over here we need to close. Okay, so for the if over here, what's the criteria here? So when we select the things, like for example we use can straight away use C1 equal, and this one is where we can use all logics, or BC1, we can use B1 better, B1 equal to today. Of course this is the text, we must have a double quote there, or B1 equal to tomorrow, close the bracket. This is the criteria, and today I need to expand it further so that I can have a better look over here. So from here, otherwise we need to have another if here. So the reason over here is this one, right? Other than this, okay, this is the things we need to check. If B1 equals to what? If B1 equals to B1 equals to this month, so and then we're going to copy this formula, and of course over here, right, we need to have if error, and didn't copy the equal sign. Okay, so from here, then otherwise we use invalid. Boom. And of course, what's the issue over here? Because we're using the 1, so we need to change it to 0. And from here, okay, this column until the last columns, so from here we're gonna change the formatting. Let me check where is the formattings here. So we put this one. Okay. Then done. So from here, the other one over here, we need to freeze the panel. Okay, so we have done on the listing, and we do some things over here. We choose tomorrow and choose today. It functions very well. And this one, this is the last one, so we need to make it as white color. Oh, sorry, it's not fill, it's the font. We need to fill it as white color. Then everything's done. Over here, you want to highlight, let other people know, so we just put the section like here, and this one we just bold it. This color not very good. Okay, this one better. Put like the colors. So we are done on the listing. So come to the summary part. Summary part also the same as what have discussed previously. So I use actually the same things as what we have been shown. Okay. So go to the summary, and then you see this is the things, right? Okay, but we don't have the only thing is like we don't have the table for values like here, this one. Okay, so for this one I will copy actually like what we show previously. Okay, so from here we just put like this. Okay, so the formula here, right, is formula size difference. So you can see how I'm going to handle this one. First of all, I'm going to change this one. Okay, this one is A9, right? Just remember it's A9 over here. This is A8, so there's a size difference here. And this is the range we need to change it. Okay, so what's the range over here? So this one we are not referring to the listing, but we're referring to the input, so that's why we choose on the input part. And what's the text over here? So when just now we're talking about here, right, basically it's the stuff over here in that column A, B. Okay, and you see the summaries over here, right? Summaries over here. This one is calculated based on the name. Okay, and then go to the input, calculate based on the name, which is this one. Okay, and then undo B. For this one, basically we need to use the ISO reference. Okay, and of course there's issues over here because now I have included different year and month. That's why I need to amend the formula as well. So not only the name, I also need to know the date as well. So the date will be this one until column A, and then as a reference, which is the type F4. Okay, that's the short key. For this one, I need to, for the time being, right, I just selecting some things like, sorry, this is I can change it to column A, B, C, D. Okay, column D, this is a very stupid thing, sometimes it block the things. Okay, column D. So the things over here I want to select is, actually this value doesn't matter one. Okay, so after this, then the next one we just drag over here. Okay, so for this kind of input selections one, right, I will count in the next project. So this project we will not do anything first. So when come to Google spreadsheet, right, I'll come back over here and then let you see how we're gonna manipulate the things, the contents, okay, based on the selections. Okay, for selections there will be much more formula. The formula will be more complicated compared to what I'm using here. Okay, so this is the formula for this one, but this one's not done yet. So looking back to the formula in the Google, I mean the spreadsheet here, right? So now we are referring to the input. So from here, the only changes over here, right, we are looking for this column B. Okay, is referring to column A, then we need to change it to column E. Okay, so when come to the input, where's the lift type? So the lift type over here we are referring to column C. So the only changes over here, you see, is very straightforward. We still can copy this formula, and of course I will hard code this one first. Okay, which is July one. Well, July I pump the most data inside there. Okay, so these two I'm going to replace with this one, right? This column basically is, I will change the column E. Okay, and then this one column C, which is the lift type, and then this one's I need to change it to column E. So as simple as that, you see, I able to finish this one and do the same thing as the and of course there's a difference over here, which is I didn't show you because the formula over here, right, is the sortings here. Okay, actually it's more or less the same. Okay, so for time being I just do this one. Okay, then you can see actually the same, nothing much different. There's slightly different in the conditional formattings. So to counter back, you cannot use other than the same sheet, right? Okay, if you're using other sheet, it will need you use the indirect formulas. Okay, so there's nothing can stop you. This is only the downside of the Google spreadsheet in the conditional formattings, and the rest of the formula looks almost the same. And of course there are some pros and cons in between each of the each of the products, okay, software products like Excel and Google spreadsheet. So if you're able to make use their pros, and then you know their cons, right, then you know what to do. Okay, and of course Google spreadsheet always is the free. Okay, that's the things. And compared to the Excel, you may need to buy one time off. In the future it may only left 365. So it's a subscription basis every month or yearly you need to pay. Okay, this is how it looks. Okay, hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel, and see you in the next video.